You thought he was a bit nervy, not as relaxed as he normally would be, but he sounded perfectly relaxed there.
Yeah, he did, and because he's in comfortable company with Spencer, because they know one another. But I watched a press conference yesterday, and whilst you're going to take so much from a very low engagement press conference, because you spend most of the time waiting for the translator to give you Usyk's responses, I felt, and I said this to you this morning, Spence, and I'll say it to both you and Adam now, I felt Joshua looked very tight and very stilted in his responses. And okay, he got a bit in about the sparring partners and made everybody clap because he reminded other people how important other people were. But there was nothing about Joshua that exuded the same confidence that Usyk. And when I was listening to Usyk sing at the end of the press conference, I was thinking of Tyson Fury and his antics, not the Batman outfit, but the whole way he was in control of the Vladimir Klitschko fight. What say you boys about the press conference?
I actually agree with what you're saying there, Simon. I thought Usyk owned yesterday. I mean, he turned up in pure Cossack gear. He obviously, we saw him singing his national anthem at the end, and he took full control of everything, I suppose. I think from an Anthony Joshua point of view, being on the ground here, you can still see that there's a massive love for him. He still is the star of the show. And even though he's the challenger for this fight, he is the guy, and there's a lot of support, especially from the local people out there. I think that he is playing the role of the challenger. I think he's embraced that role of the challenger, and he's trying to get into that particular mindset. So on Saturday night, I believe everything that Anthony Joshua is saying right at this moment in time. I believe that he believes what he's got to do. Yeah. The problem is, I mean, there's that age-old saying, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And once that happens on Saturday night, how does he respond? That's the key thing for me. How does he respond? Do the ghosts of Andy Ruiz come back to him, or does he walk through the fire? We've been speaking all week, haven't we, Spence, about this particular fight. And the stats surrounding this fight state to me that Anthony Joshua's got 6 rounds. He has to shorten this fight, and he has to go for it. He can't stand and wait for Usyk. If he lets Usyk get into a rhythm and get his thing going, Usyk's brilliant. He's got a wonderful tank, and he'll do the business down the back end of the fight. AJ's got 6 rounds to get the job done on Saturday.
I also looked, and I don't want to take too much from this, but I also looked at the walking off of the stage very quickly after the press conference from Anthony Joshua, and the standing centre stage again from Alexander Usyk reminded me again of Kell Brook and Amir Khan. The moment I saw Amir Khan walk into that environment up in Manchester and didn't seem to want to be there, I thought to myself, oh, crying out loud, I've picked Khan all the way through this week, and Kell Brook is in a completely different space. And again, it felt like that.
Yeah, Simon, you hit the nail on the head with that, mate. Listen, I think Anthony Joshua's going in here as an overwhelming underdog for the first time in his life, and he recognises that, and he's the one that's got to make the big changes. Hence why he decided straight after the last fight to pack his bags, go and find a trainer over in the States. He's come back with Robert Garcia after training with 5 or 6 different guys, because he knows that he has to make change. What he done last time is not good enough. He needs something. He needs an extra something in the locker. And the million-dollar question is, what has Robert Garcia introduced to him? Will it confuse him going into this one because they haven't had a long time to work together, or will he be able to execute what Robert Garcia has shown him? So there's a lot of ifs, buts and maybes surrounding Anthony Joshua. Alexander Usyk, look, is oozing confidence. The guy is supremely confident. And if we flip that, in the first fight, that was the way it was with Anthony Joshua and Usyk. Joshua was the one that was overconfident. He said to me, actually, Spence, the reason I went in there and tried to outbox Alexander Usyk, he said, because I felt I had all the advantages in my favour. I had size, I had power, I had speed, and I just thought I was going to take him out. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and outbox the best boxer in the world. What a stupid thing to do. He recognised that's why he went straight into this.
He started that interview.
I was going to say that he said that this week, though, as well.
Yeah, he did.
But why is he still talking about the potential to box Usyk? He seems to have that stuck in his mind that somehow or another he's got to prove himself as a boxer. We all know he's got to go in there as a wrecking ball, be cautious, and stick it on Usyk. But he seems to be still talking about this idea that he can box him.
Simon, he knows that he's got to do that. Don't worry about what he's saying there when he's talking about this idea about maybe when he's doing that in public, he's thinking that may be getting back to Alexander Usyk. He knows that he has to change the way he boxed last time. The problem he said that he had after 3 or 4 rounds last time, he said he felt that Usyk was in such a rhythm he couldn't change it. So what he recognises is he needs to go in there, he needs to dominate the pace, he needs to close the space, control the space, and he needs to get off with those big shots. Alexander Usyk is vulnerable. His one vulnerability, by the way, guys, is the body shots. He's been down 3 times in his career as an amateur, and each and every time it was with a body shot. For Joshua, that's probably the best place to target, because he's got a mountain to climb on Saturday night, because he's got to go in there with those demons of what happened in the last fight. It wasn't that he lost a close fight. It was a one-sided affair in Usyk's favour.
Spencer, what I have to tell you, you and Adam, so many fight fans listening to you this lunchtime, 81089 for your messages, so many messages coming in. Keith Fraser says, I've decided AJ will try to impose himself, but Usyk will pick him off. And AJ will run out of steam and be stopped in either round 7 or 8. Wow. So many fight fans having your say. You can do the same. 81089. Back with the boys in Saudi in a second.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.